Protect me. Protect me. What are you? Where do you come from?
Where am I from? I am from you.
The Keep is more of a troubled technical achievement than it is a classic horror flick. Visually, it's a fantastic piece of work. One cannot fault the direction of photography, the special effects, the scenery, or even the makeup. Yet despite its hit-and-miss script, which will provide more confusion for the average filmgoer than any real substance, Paul F. Wilson says about the film, it was visually intriguing but otherwise utterly incomprehensible. Nevertheless, I have to admit that The Keep is somewhat of a guilty pleasure of mine. I understand where the film was going, that the root of good and evil lies in the hearts of all men, yet the story is very hard to follow as it attempts to be more of an art film than a real film. The Keep was lucky to have been released when it was, back in the heydays of the original Dune movie. That it flopped was bad enough, but it was spared being an unmitigated disaster thanks to an attempt by the director to directly portray F. Paul Wilson's book rather than adapt it. Film, for a short time at least back in the day, was an academic affair, trying to be more like the books upon which they were based rather than adaptations. And you could argue that adaptations are better or worse for another time. For me at least, I truly enjoyed the slow pace and the setting to build up to a battle between good and evil. Gripes aside, the film has a lot of technical merits, and some very genuine scary moments. Setting up the Nazis in a keep built to imprison the evil in all men was a disaster just waiting to happen.
I murder all these people! Therefore I must be powerful. Smash them down because only that raises you up. It's a psychotic fantasy to escape the weakness and disease you sense in the core of your souls. You have scooped the most diseased psyches out of the German gutter. You have released the foulness that dwells in all men's minds. You have infected millions with your twisted fantasies.
I've already touched on the directing, the acting, the photography and the makeup. But I mean, look at the makeup on that monster. Nothing quite like it has been done before or since, and it looks so damn intimidating standing there as a Goliath of a man-beast. It's sad that this film has never seen a DVD release to date, and I'm stuck with this BBC Two recording from 1996 during its band season. I'm surprised that my VHS recording stood the test of time for so long. Sadly, the soundtrack also suffered, but not due to any technical difficulties, as the incidental music, more a series of soundscapes rather than straightforward musical cues, composed by Tangerine Dreams, suffered from legal issues and only remained in its original format of Laserdisc and the original VHS release. Having only seen a limited run of 150 CDs, the original soundtrack had never officially been released until 30 years later due to copyright issues. Which is a sad thing indeed, as the music itself may seem somewhat out of place in a horror flick ordinarily, and more in line with a dark science fiction piece, and yet for some reason it fits in well with the overall tone of the film was trying to put across. Despite its many flaws, The Keep is still an achievement that many filmmakers can learn from. If you can find it, read the book first so you can follow the film a lot better. Overlook some of the quirky moments of flawed acting, which is few and far between, and enjoy the cinematic experience that only just misses the mark on genius thanks to a poorly developed script. If any studio has the courage, The Keep is one film that, whilst a failure in its first attempt, deserves another look if only to get right what first went wrong to a potentially promising idea that sadly failed to deliver in the end.